Three young minds. Three young minds debate over the primary duty of parents towards their children. On hearing this, one mature youth comes forward to throw light on the primary duty of parents towards their children based on the views of Swami Dayanand Saraswati ji.
According to me, the primary duty of parents is to feed their children well. I'm a foodie. I would like to try all kinds of food. I don't care how expensive they are. As parents, they have to get me whatever I feel like having.
You're a big complaint, I must say. Food is something that as parents they will anyway provide. In my opinion, it is not that important. This is a matter of appeasing our hunger. But what's more important is they should procure assets for their children. You see, procurement of assets for children's future must be the main duty of parents so that we children can live a worry-free life.
Assets are for the future. Who cares? All that I am bothered is about the present. So, in my opinion, it's about the comforts and luxuries they have to provide as parents. So I would say it's their dire duty to provide us a luxurious life.
Namaste all of you. I have been observing your conversation and I would like to add some points to it. Now, the discussion is about main duty of parents. I would say that the primordial duty of a parent, grandparent, foster parents, guardians and even caretakers is educating the child.
Education, of course, is important, only through which one can earn a good sum of money and live comfortably.
No, my friend, you are mistaken. Not just you, rather most of the people nowadays think so. Education is not only about earning money or accumulating wealth, even though that is certainly a part of purpose of getting educated. There are some salient phases to education.
Oh, really? Could you explain? Let us first get the idea and then look into the authenticity of the same.
Sure, I shall. Education is deemed to be the most basic as well as highest responsibility of parents along with nobility of character, refinement of manners and amiability of temper.
Wow, I wonder, is amiability of temper also a part of the list?
Yes, it is. It would be more surprising to you if I say that all the aforementioned attributes could be acquired through proper, native and holistic education.
What do you mean by that? That sounds like a one-stop solution. Okay, go on. Elaborate on this, please.
I'm sure we have learned Subhashitams in our childhood. Does anyone remember Vidya Dadati Vinayam?
Yes, I do. Vidya datati vinayam, vinayat yati patratam, patratvat dhanamapnoti, dhana dharmam tatasukam.
Good that you have remembered it well. Can you tell the meaning of this?
Why not? Education is that which confers upon the learner humility, which shapes the character and worthiness of the person. That worthiness fetches him wealth, which should be used to perform one's ordained dharma. The dharma is to provide joy and contentment in this life.
You said Dhana Dharma, so you mean to say that we have to spend all our hard-earned money in charity? How is that possible? Then where is the probability of joy and contentment?
The word dharma is often misunderstood as virtue, charity, good deeds, or even sometimes religion, etc. But dharma does not have an equivalent in English. Dharma stands by and for itself, which can be roughly translated as righteousness. It is following what is ordained as dharma to one and all as per the Vedas. That is why it is said, Dharmo rakshati rakshitaha hato dharmaha hanti.
What does it mean?
It has to be understood that Rakshitaha dharmaha rakshati ataha dharmaha anti. The dharma that you have adhered to protects you, whereas the dharma that you have destroyed destroys you back. In a simplified sense, what you sow, so shall you reap.
Okay, then why do we need wealth for Dharma?
Of course, and indeed, one needs wealth for doing his or her dharma. Just like Mahakavi Kalidasa says, Shariram Adyam Kalu Dharma Sadhanam. Wealth is also necessary for performing one's ordained dharma. Also, let me add something interesting here. There can be many forms of material wealth or even other forms of wealth. These can be lost at a point of time, whereas Vidyadhanam is the only asset which is imperishable. As our Swamiji observes, wearing jewelry made of gold, silver, etc. gives rise to the fear of robbery or losing it. There is a beautiful Subhashitam that explains this. Can anyone guess?
Okay, wait. Is it Nachoraharyam?
Yes, it is. Do you know the full Subhashitam?
I think I do. Let me try. Nachoraharyam, Nacha Rajaharyam, Na Bhratrabhajam, Nacha Bharakahi. Gaye Krite, Vardate Eva Nityam. Vidyadhanam, Sarvadana Pradhanam. Vidyadhanam, Sarvadana Pradhanam. Vidya Sarvasya Bhushanam.
You are absolutely right. Education, therefore, is supposed to be and was designed to be holistic and is a character building endeavor.
I now recollect a shloka that addresses the lakshanam of a student, and I would like to share it with you all.
You read my mind. I was just about to say that if I am not wrong, it's Sukartinaha, right?
You nailed it.
Sukartinaha kuto vidya. Vidyatinaha kuta sukam. Sukati va tyajet vidyam. Vidyati va tyajet sukam.
Very well said, Aditya. Thank you. It means when one is passed in the light of appropriate education, the fruits of it are splendid, which is what dictated to the Tamil dictum. கற்றவருக்கு சென்ற இடமெல்லாம் சிறப்பு. In Sanskritam, the Subhashitam is Nasti Vidya Samo Bandhuhu, Nasti Vidya Samasuhut, Nasti Vidya Samam Vittam, Nasti Vidya Samam Sukham.
Sadhana, would you explain the meaning of this shloka?
I will. Education is one's unparalleled bandhu or relative. There is no greater friend than one's acquired education. There is no greater wealth than the knowledge we get from proper education. I would say there is no proper joy or contentment in our lives other than the wisdom we get from education.
Would you all like to recite the Sanskritam Subhashitam again?
Yes.
Nasti Vidya Samo Bandhuhu, Nasti Vidya Samar Suhrit, Nasti Vidya Samam Vittam, Nasti Vidya Samam Sukham.
I hope all of you enjoyed the conversation as much as we did and got an insight into the role of education into our lives. Thank you.
Around us. He is the creator of the universe. He has created this wonderful and colorful world with the elements and has given us 5 senses to enjoy them. Whenever we face the obstacles or challenges, He is the one gives us courage and confidence and to face and overcome them. So I request the Almighty to give us a heart that will constantly remember Him. This song is written and composed by our music sir.
So this is about living naturally. Last week we had Ripaji speaking on water. Did anyone attend last week's session? Yes, you attended. Okay. So this week, next slide please. We are going to have a recap of why we are going through this living naturally. Why should we live with nature? And then we will speak about 2 spices. Okay? Next slide. The full slide you can put in. So as we had a beautiful talk show wherein they were telling knowledge is the greatest asset of anybody, right? So these Vedas are like operating manuals of great knowledge which have been given to mankind. So God who created us, who gave us food, air, water, also has given what to do when there is a disease or how to maintain health. That has been covered extensively in Ayurveda. So whatever we are speaking today, actually many of you might be knowing. It will be very simple things which we have at home, but just to remind you how we can use it more effectively for health. Next slide please. Now, why do we have to live naturally? So we were speaking that anything which goes through a factory and comes out, anything which is packed is processed, and so it will be mostly unhealthy. So whatever we are saying about spices or whatever food we are suggesting you, if you could take it in the natural form, then it will be more healthy. Next slide please. Okay, next slide. Spices. Now, question to the students. So India is called the dash capital of the world? Spice capital. But why? Anybody can tell? More production of
spices.
Okay, good. And anything, can you relate as to when did spice started being traded from India? When?
During the British.
Good. Before that, any idea? Before that, in ancient times? The written literature from history says from 1500 BC. From 1500 BC, Rome had spice trading with India. Rome had spice trading with India, which means we have been kind of the pharmaceutical capital of the world because spices have so much goodness in them, but we fail to understand the significance, and especially pepper, which was used in Europe, but they didn't have access to it. They were not growing it. So the Portuguese wanted to control the European economy, and that is why Vasco da Gama came to India. After which British took over from them, British and Dutch took over from them, established the East India Company, and then started the years of colonization. So you can imagine a spice which we really kind of, how many of you throw away the pepper in the pongal? Right? Most of us throw away, right students? Yes. But that pepper has led to colonization for 400 years. Right? So you can imagine the significance of such a spice. So we will speak about 2 spices, turmeric and pepper. Next slide. So again next. So we spoke about this. So it's like next slide. All the points you can put. So spices has been incredible throughout history, and we have now seen that we have colonized because of our spices. Now we are going to the next one. We will teach 2 spices. The first one is turmeric. Can anyone tell what is the word for turmeric in Hindi? In Tamil? Any other language? Kannada, Malayalam, Telugu?
It's called pasupu.
Pasupu. Very good. So, Malayalam? Manjal. Okay. Great. So, next slide. So, we all have been using it. Have you all seen turmeric in your house?
Yes.
What color is turmeric? Okay. From where it is obtained? Turmeric plant. But which part of the plant? Root of the plant. Very good. Next slide. So, it is the root of the plant. In which festival in Tamil Nadu we have seen this root? Well, and where else can you tell the use of turmeric other than food? Where have you seen using turmeric? Wounds. Very good. Antiseptic. Wonderful. Then cosmetic. Pujas. Very good. Offering to God. In auspicious ceremonies, do you all know the Mangal Sutra? Now we use gold. Earlier, what did we use? Why did they? They didn't have brains to use it? There should be some reason, right? So it's all by trial and error and experimentation over several thousands of years. They have derived the uses, because tying that Mangal Sutra in the form of manjal, it will have antiseptic, and also it will reduce the inflammation in the body. It keeps your body in a stable way. That is why they have been using turmeric in everything possible. So if you have, your mother will definitely be using at least a pinch of turmeric in your food. But in case not, go back today and find out if at least a pinch of turmeric is used, because it is called the golden spice. It's called the golden spice, and it's also used for dyeing fabric in the ancient days. Next slide please. So there are two types of turmeric. The moment you say turmeric to be used for wounds, which turmeric should you use? The cooking turmeric? You can use, but what will happen if you use cooking turmeric? It's more strong, it will be burning. So what is the turmeric which we use for cosmetic or skin purposes? It's called the Kasturi Manjal in Tamil, or Jungli Haldi. Okay? It will be different. There are 133 species of turmeric in the world. How many? 133. And Erode in Tamil Nadu is the largest producer in the world. And Indian turmeric is very, very sought for in the world. Okay? And the active ingredient of turmeric, can anyone say? Anyone know active ingredient of turmeric? Which means, what is that the scientists have found is the reason for all these benefits? It's called curcumin. It's called curcumin. And you know who applied for the patent and got the patent for curcumin in the world? It is not India. We have been having it for several millennia, but it is not India. It was the US. In 1996, scientists from the University of Mississippi applied for a patent and got awarded a patent, until later an Indian scientist challenged the patent. He said that, see, anything to be patented should have two things. One, novelty, which means it should be new. Two, it should be applicable. Only then they will grant a patent. He was quoting the Indian scriptures that it's being used for cosmetic purposes and got the patent for the US. So an Indian scientist fought it, and then he revoked the patent from the patent authority of the world. But now, still now, US, UK have around 33 patents on active ingredients of curcumin. India now also has patents. So you can imagine how much they know the significance of curcumin, so that they are patented. Next slide, please. So this is about why it's called a golden spice. Next slide. So it's got so many effects. Actually, there have been proven scientific studies. You can go and Google it. If you put turmeric medical properties, you will get so many scientific studies wherein it helps in anti-cancer effects. So a pinch of turmeric added in our food daily is actually preventing cancer in us. You can imagine the benefit. And also it helps in wound healing, liver protection, nerve protection. It's got so many good benefits. Okay, we can really keep on listing. Next slide. So for the next slide we have spoken about this. So why does it heal wounds quickly? Why are we applying it? Because it helps increase a thing called collagen. Have you heard of the term collagen? It's in the skin. It's needed for wound healing. So whenever you have a wound, first apply turmeric. Okay, wash it, apply turmeric, and then you can use it also for skin care. Even great celebrities like Priyanka Chopra, With Paltrow, you all know these names, right? They are, yes, okay. So they all have been using this turmeric in their detox. Their daily detox, they use turmeric, and they also keep applying it as face pack. So young boys and girls, when you want your skin to be very blemish free, acne free, try applying turmeric, but not in the areas of hair growth, because it prevents hair growth. Okay. So for women, that is why they apply turmeric and bathe, because it will reduce the growth of hair over time. Okay. Now for the next spice. First we'll go to next we'll go to pepper. So pepper, again, pepper is the actual spice which led to the colonization. Why? Because pepper was used extensively in medicine. There is still a country in Bermuda. Next slide please. Okay, what is pepper in Tamil? In Hindi? Any other language? Telugu? Viriyalu. Nice. Okay, and then any other language? Okay, fine. So where is pepper got from? I mean, which tree, plant, like that? It's a vine, it's like a creeper, but they call it a tree because it's so big. Okay? In the Malabar coast, they are very correct. It's indigenous, which means it is native to the Malabar coast of Kerala in the world. First it was discovered, there only. And next slide please. So this is like the pepper tree. It will be like green colors, fruits of the tree. So pepper can be green. If it is dried and the cover is removed, it can become black when it is allowed to dry. People use red pepper, white pepper, green pepper, depending on the amount of drying and preserving in the whatever they want to preserve. Like vinegar, if you preserve it, it will become red color. Next slide please.
It's not a tree, it's a
Creeper.
It's a creeper.
Yes, it's a creeper, but they call it. Thank you so much. Next slide please. Yeah. That is what. We can go to the next slide. This is how it will be. Next. So this is how the fruits will be dried. Okay. So it's called the black gold of ancient times. And there was actually paying of rent. They paid rent in pepper. Okay, you can imagine. And at one point in the Roman Empire, 133 million world currency. What was the currency? 133 million currency was in the vault of the Rome in pepper. Okay, that was the value of pepper. Now next slide. There is one ceremony in a country called Bermuda where still for a lodge they pay the rent in form of one peppercorn in a box, in a velvet box. Okay, you can all Google it. Next slide, you can skip the video. So now, why do we want pepper? Where have you used pepper? When does your mother give pepper? Cold cough. Do you all take it?
Yes.
Hereafter you will have to take it because it's very very useful because it is an antihistamine. It helps clear the mucus and it will help you prevent cough. So you can actually get this mortar pestle. Where have you seen your grandma eating beetle nut? No, like that. Get one thing and keep it on the table, on your table because you can grind it fresh. One peppercorn, you can grind it, garnish it on your food and have chutney, sambar. You can just add and have it. Okay. Otherwise, take one peppercorn and have it every day. One peppercorn with salt every day will boost your immunity so much. One peppercorn with one crystal salt. Okay, you can use that. So all this, and when you have cold and cough, pepper, tulsi, ginger, you can use it. You can use it for making a decoction or kashayam, makada, and use it. So this is about turmeric and pepper. So turmeric, where are you going to use it for? Mostly skin. For pepper for cold and cough. Do you all try it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, namaste.